Forces opposed to the Ivory Coast leader Laurent Gbagbo have stormed a compound where he's holed up in the main city of Abidjan after talks on his possible surrender broke down. The conflict in the West African state broke out after last year's disputed elections. Ouattara was declared the winner, but the incumbent president Laurent Gbagbo has refused to step down. The country has effectively been split in two, with Ouattara leading the Muslim north and Gbagbo in control of the richer south. Kylie Morris has this report.
If anyone thought the war over, they were wrong. Sensing the end, hundreds of rebel soldiers in pickup trucks and 4x4s entered the compound of President Laurent Gbagbo, weapons in their hands. Next, the sound of automatic gunfire and the thud of heavy weapons on the streets of Abidjan. The rebel leadership declared they'd entered the compound itself.
He
lives inside a bubble. We're dealing with a madman. He's like a wounded hyena, and we must act quickly. We have to stop him. We can't negotiate anymore.
But Laurent Gbagbo will not be easily moved. Despite losing the presidential runoff in November, he's still standing. In the past days, he's withstood attack helicopters of the UN and France firing on his heavy weapons, and the diplomatic manoeuvres of the former colonial power insisting he must go. Last night, in an emotional phone call from his bunker to a French television network, he explained,
I'm not a kamikaze. I love life. I love life. My voice is not the voice of a martyr. No, no, no. I do not seek death. It's not my goal here to die.
Late this afternoon, his spokesman told us the president, for now, remains alive and well, but his compound is under fire. He warned,
it's no longer just a matter of who should be president, Gbagbo or Ouattara. Now it's about 20 million Ivorians, split into two camps. There's no more brotherhood, no more communication, only hatred. We're heading for a humanitarian catastrophe, and the stage is set for genocide.
Observers outside Ivory Coast question the role of France and the UN in bringing the conflict to this point. Has Nicolas Sarkozy waded into another war too easily?
Give diplomacy a longer rope so that when, at the end of the day, Gbagbo is found to have lost the election, then we can use rule of law, proper rule of law, to get rid of him. At the moment, if he says he's not going, what do? They are carrying their guns. They may either shoot him to death or arrest him.
The people of Abidjan are weary and desperate for a resolution. Like their president, they too find themselves trapped. The writer Falou Keita spoke to us from inside her house in Abidjan.
Almost no food, because it's been a few days now. There are no shops open anywhere. It's impossible to go anywhere, and I have my granddaughter who needs medicine very soon. We are really under pressure.
It's too late to leave. The UN has told Channel 4 News it's investigating a third possible massacre site in the country's west. Among the tens of thousands who've made it across the border to Liberia, there's talk of terrible things at the hands of the rebels supporting Alassane Ouattara, the men the UN and France have ushered into Abidjan.
We're not Gbagbo's brothers and sisters, so why did they come to our village to destroy life and property? We don't know anything about politics, but we're the ones suffering.
There's no shortage of suffering tonight for the Ivory Coast, the country hostage to what happens next to a man in a bunker who still thinks he's president, and the men with the guns who want him gone.
Kylie Morris reporting on. The United Nations has told this programme they can confirm there have been ethnic massacres on both sides of the conflict. The man overseeing the UN team investigating mass killings in Côte d'Ivoire speaks out exclusively on our website. To read more, just go to channel4.com/news.